one case, man, Nipsey Hussle, man, rest in peace to the late, great Nipsey Hussle, who passed away almost, 3 years now.
Yeah.
As crazy as that is, March 31st, 2019. Well, the LAPD is in the news today, oh God, by way of all hip-hop, and they are saying to start the conversation that the LA Police Department program called Operation Laser compared people to tumors that needed to be removed. Those people in particular being Nipsey Hussle and his crew. Now, according to The Guardian, the late great Nipsey Hussle was the focus of an LAPD program called Operation Laser, Los Angeles Strategic Extraction and Restoration, which attempted to use predictive policy technology to identify chronic offenders in specific locations linked to gun violence and gangs. Now, the police investigation called or looked up at Nipsey Hussle, his lifestyle, and basically a lot of his money and following his moves, his gang life and policies, Hussle Street Life Corner, and his store, Marathon Clothing. Now, Michael Safi, an American reporter for The Guardian, identified the 77th Division of the LAPD as the ones that looked at Hussle, canvassing his family, his associates, and his business. He said, Nipsey and his family and friends all had frequent contact with the LAPD. LAPD had a lot of interest in Nipsey and his business efforts from the very start. His brother Sam told the reporter how they used to sell stuff on the street corner, how the LAPD would come over and hassle them. We all heard that story before. Now they're saying the success of the store brand and Nipsey's career was unexpected under the suspect by the LAPD. In 2017, the two brothers opened a store. Finally, they were able to open up the store. We all know that. Now, the police presence actually went up, even though the store was positive and totally legal. Allegedly, even when out-of-state, off-duty officers would come in and support the business as fans of Nipsey, they wouldn't be interrogated by the beat cops focused on finding crack in the new businesses. So this goes on. We kind of had a suspicion, but hearing this and hearing that there was an official operation called Operation Laser, oh God, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it was obvious. I think the whole time, you know, when you look at the old videos, the old clips out there, you know, them harassing them. But then you got the other people that's going to, you know, be on the other side. Like, all right, Nipsey definitely did come from this, you know, lifestyle and whatnot. I mean, he already admitted to doing a lot of things. A lot of people are going to say that. But my thing about this is that when you kind of know, you know, just a little bit of history, going back into like the 60s and the 70s, this ain't nothing new. I mean, you might not always see them. You might not think that they're there, but anybody with any type of power or influence, you're going to have a police presence that's going to be peering into your life. I mean, the rappers should know that now. All these people getting hit up with cases. And, you know, we found out years later that, you know, Tupac, Michael Jackson, all these people were under FBI surveillance for years. Not saying this is particularly the FBI, but any branch, you know, could be, you know, out there trying to, you know, get you jammed up or see what you're doing so they can jam you up. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and say this proves that, okay, the LAPD, you know, took them out. We all know about them conspiracies and people talking about this and that. And, you know, the story on the table now that a lot of people going with is that Nipsey called the dude, you know, a snitch. He came back, he shot Nipsey. Is that 100% true? Nobody knows yet. We still got to wait for the trial and see, you know, the facts that come out. But to see this, it only confirms even more, like, when you talk about different programs, whether you want to call them COINTEL, whatever they change the name to, this is something that they do. This is something that is of interest to them. A smart, powerful black man, you know, that's transitioning out of the streets now, buying properties and stuff like that. Or they're gonna want to know. They're gonna want to find out a way to shut you down, man. So that's just my opinion, and I'm gonna run with it.
Yeah, and to kind of confirm some of what you were saying, the program was held and conducted 7 years prior to his death. So we know how they work. It didn't happen and pop up when the Marathon store came about or when the album came out or Victory Light came out or nothing like that.
Right.
They also said the program used artificial intelligence to predict crime and suspect for those crimes using broad and sweeping generalizations. This was a classic case profiling based on race, community, social class, affiliation, and gender. All the things you just said, confirming everything. We can't sit back and say that this is definitive evidence that this puts the LAPD in some type of guilt in relation to his murder, but it's definitely going to continue to raise speculation even higher. Nothing we didn't know, but the confirmation and the hearing of the actual operation, primarily based off of Nipsey Hussle and I'm sure his previous behavior and things like that in his association with what he had going on with the LAPD as far as arresting their relationship and things like that. I'm not surprised.
When you look at all the information that the feds and these different agencies have, how do you get the type of information on people? How are you able to come in,
right,
and profile and predict, like crimes and things going to go on? You watch.
Yep.
You send people in, your surveillance, you look at phone records. And even if you don't necessarily do nothing, like you have a active program to know, you know what I mean? There's a lot of books out there that was written about, one of the things that surprised people the most is the FBI surveillance, particularly, obviously they surveil a lot of places, but particularly on the African American community, man. It's like they've been doing it. They're going to continue to do it because they're trying to, find out every single thing about us. And that goes to a whole nother deep level I'm not going to get in today. But again, not surprising at all, man. I guess it is for some people. Right. But when you see it, kind of in your face, it's like, damn, this is crazy.
This is crazy. It's confirmation. Yeah. Aliens do exist. Like, damn.
Yeah, definitely.
Indeed.
Yeah, but man,
said, oh God, you the man, Cass. I spit white like a clan mask, and I'm a hustler. I could stand out on the beach and sell sandbags. Some things can't last, but this ain't just a podcast. This is Sam Ant and Oh Godcast. Hip hop uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Hip hop uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Oh God, driving Sam Ant riding passenger side, and you heard it out the mouth of the greatest rapper alive. Hip hop uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Hip hop uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Oh God, driving Sam Ant riding passenger side, and you heard it out the mouth of the greatest rapper alive. Go gang.